What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am DL here with another movie review. Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming out in just a matter of weeks, so we're going to go back and talk about the previous three films. And we're starting out with the original Kung Fu Panda 1 that came out in 2008. Let's get into it. So, I think this is the first time I'm talking about a DreamWorks movie on my channel. Once again, I'm surprised I haven't talked about DreamWorks films earlier. I definitely want to get into more of them later down the line because I definitely want to talk about the Shrek films and all the other stuff like that. But but yeah, overall, I am a DreamWorks fan. I think they're as comparing to the other animation studios out there. I think they're right behind Disney. There was a time where I thought they possibly could compete with Disney animation. Probably around like the late 90s, early 2000s. I thought that's when they had their best work between Shrek and Road to El Dorado and The Prince of Egypt and all that other great stuff. Though I will be honest, when Kung Fu Panda was coming out, I was not excited for it. I really didn't understand what they were trying to do with this property. Like, Lily, just looking at the title, Kung Fu Panda, like, really? Okay, you're gonna have these cartoon animals doing martial arts, and Jack Black is gonna voice the panda. I'm like, wow, this seems like some really silly kitty stuff. Yeah, I just wasn't really that excited about it. Just something about just the overall concept. It just didn't instantly grab me. I am a fan of Jack Black, but I don't know. Once again, this just seemed like something that would appeal to really, really young audiences. So, I wasn't really in a rush to see it. But I don't know. There was a part of me that made me want to go see it in theaters just to see how it is, I guess. Because I did hear some positive word of mouth going into it. So I was thinking, okay, maybe it won't be that bad. Once again, my expectations were really low. So, going in there with an open mind. And I gotta say, like, Kung Fu Panda 1 had no business being as good as it was. I really enjoyed this film. And in my opinion, it's some of DreamWorks' best. Which we'll get more into detail as we go further into the other films. But like with this first movie, like I don't know, I had a smile on my face from start to finish. It was such a fun movie. Right from the get go, I have to say the animation in this is so gorgeous, man. I've been very vocal on the channel as of late that when it comes to animated films, they seem to be looked at as second-class citizens compared to live-action properties. We're about to get the Avatar: The Last Airbender live-action remake on Netflix, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I doubt that it's going to be as good as the original animated show. And just like you know, when I'm seeing movies like Kung Fu Panda and just seeing how much detail and effort they put into the animation, I'm just like, how does anybody look at that and think that it can't be on the same level as, live action movies and stuff like that? Like, seriously, the CGI in this looks so beautiful. The colors that they use in this, like, it's so vibrant. I love the use of color in this. And what I also appreciated is that they had some scenes that had 2D animation. While the majority of the film is 3D animation, they still had some scenes where they utilized 2D animation, like as far as like setting up the story and flashbacks and stuff like that. And the 2D animation looks excellent as well. It's just this is probably one of the most beautiful animated films I've seen in a long time. But on top of that, just the story in this is actually good. It's really good. I mean, is it anything groundbreaking? No. It is the typical like, hero's journey. It's very straightforward. You practically know what's going to happen, but like I'm just surprised how much effort they put into the story. It's not just a simple kiddie story. Like, of course, it does appeal to kids, but I feel like there's some stuff in here that could appeal to everyone. It's like it's a really good family film, and I just found myself really invested in the characters. I liked all the characters in this. Jack Black as Poe, the panda. Um, I thought he was great. I thought Jack Black did a good job voicing Poe in this movie, and I just found Poe to be such a likable and fun character. Of course, as you know, with a lot of heroes' journey stories. Of course, you look at Poe, and he's just a big old panda that likes to eat. He's a fanboy of the actual martial artists in this film, and you think at first like he's built up to be the legendary dragon warrior that's going to defeat the big villain of this movie. And of course, for face value, you feel like there's no way that this panda is going to be the dragon warrior. But I like how as the story unfolds, like it does subvert your expectations of like how Poe reaches his goal of becoming the dragon warrior, because it's not all about how great he fights or all that. It's about his heart. It's about him not giving up. you know it's about him finding the strength in how he is as a person. So I found all that really, really inspiring, like being yourself, not giving up, not listening to what anyone, not caring about what anyone thinks about you, you know. And it's just, I found there's some really good messages in this film, and it made me get behind Poe even more as a character. Oh, and I also liked Mr. Ping in here. He's the adoptive father of Poe. Because obviously he's not his real father because he's a goose. Is he a goose or a duck? I don't know. And they left the little thing open that that he's an adopted he's adopted by Mr. Ping, that like Poe's real father is out there. So I like that they left some stuff open for stuff that they could possibly explore in the other sequels, which you do end up seeing in the other two films. But I do like Mr. Ping in here, and once again, he helps to um, he helps with Poe's overall journey, because he's all about his noodle selling at his restaurant, and he thinks that Poe is destined to be just a noodle salesman to to carry on his work with his family. And that's not something that Poe actually wants to do. He wants to become a martial artist, and you could feel like he can't fully open up about his true dreams, because it feels like Mr. Ping is forcing him to do what the family is had to do for generations. So I like that there's a little bit of conflict there about Poe following his dreams, and eventually Mr. Ping opening up to what Poe actually wants to do. So I like all that. I like the father son, you know adoptive father son dynamic that they had over here as well. The Furious Five, I think, are great. We have Monkey, Viper, Mantis, Crane, and Tigress. I really like them as well. Um, and I gotta also say, just the voice cast all around is like really, really good. They had Jackie Chan to play Monkey. They had Seth Rogen as Mantis. They had Lucy Liu as Viper, David Cross as Kane, and Angelina Jolie as Tigress. Like, then the voice cast all around is really great. They have Ian McShane as the main villain, Tai Lung, Randall Duke Kim as the Grand Master, Dustin Hoffman as Shifu. Like, the cast in this is excellent. I thought they all did a great job. But yeah, getting back to the Furious Five, I really like them, and they're great compliments to Poe in the movie. Of course, with the Furious Five and Master Shifu, being like the cranky master, they treat Poe like he doesn't belong, or he's not good enough to be the Dragon Warrior. But as the movie goes on, Poe proves himself as being just as capable as everyone else, and they slowly start to you know uh, have respect for one another. And especially with Tigress, because she was probably the most skeptical out of all of them, and the most serious out of everyone. And even she ends up lighting up a little bit, and starting to grow, starting to have Poe grow on her and stuff like that. So I really liked all that. Master Shifu, I thought was really good as well. The cranky master, that thinks that Poe's annoying at first, but once again sees the strengths and Poe's flaws, and actually has him open up to possibilities. As far as like how the Dragon Warrior can come to be, and all that stuff. So I thought all that was really really good. As far as the villain, Tai Lung, man, I thought he was really really good villain. It's very simple writing, but it was effective. It's like, and actually I did like that they gave Tai Lung a backstory with Shifu, because he was trained by him as well when he was young, and he thought he was going to be the Dragon Warrior, but the Grand Master saw darkness in him, and Shifu saw it as well, and so they had to reject him from becoming the Dragon Warrior. And then you feel like that Tai Lung has a chip on his shoulder, so it's like he feels like he has something to prove. And so I like that they even gave back a little bit of backstory to the villain that actually was kind of you kind of see where he's coming from a little bit. Like, he's not just a one-dimensional villain, and I definitely appreciated that. And all the action scenes in here, like, I gotta say, dude, I didn't expect them to be this creative with the action set pieces. Like, you could actually tell that they took some influences from martial arts and all the other stuff, because they were able to utilize it really well. Even like with it being animals, like, I like how they were able to utilize the martial arts and with the mixture of how the animals move. It's like they have their own specific styles, and of course with animation they're able to be more over the top with the set pieces and how creative the action sequences are. Like, there's stuff in here that I don't think they'll be able to do if this was like a live action movie with real people, or if they did try to do CGI animals. I don't know how that would have worked, but it's just like there's stuff in animation that they're able to. They don't have as much barriers as they do with live action, and it's definitely shown with the action scenes. Like, I was actually on the edge of my seat for a lot of the set pieces. I thought that was probably like one of the biggest strengths of this movie that really took me back. So I'm just really really impressed with this film. And I'm surprised with how much heart that this movie has. Like, a movie called Kung Fu Panda has this much heart in it. It has this much creativity, and I care about all the characters, and the action is actually gripping to watch. Like I said, the colors, the vivid animation is so beautiful. Like, honestly, I think this is one of DreamWorks' best films. So yeah, I think this is so well done, and I will give Kung Fu Panda 1 a B+. If you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda, like, go watch it. Like, it's definitely worth a watch. If you're a fan of animation, you're a fan of DreamWorks, you're a fan of, just martial arts films in general, I definitely think this is worth you seeing. But those are my thoughts on Kung Fu Panda. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? Comment your thoughts down below and let me know. So, the next film we will be talking about is Kung Fu Panda 2. So tune in for that when it comes out. But if you guys enjoyed this review, please don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos I'll be doing. But that's all I have for you Kung Fu Panda fans, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to you guys later. Skadoosh!